What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Better Biomed. Folks, today we're going to talk about ultrasonic cleaners or ultrasonic washers. They're a vital piece to any medical environment, and you're going to find them in everything from tattoo parlors to surgery centers. And they're workhorses because they do a very unique job. So let's go ahead and let's take a look at what makes up an ultrasonic cleaner. Alright everyone, I have here a brand spanking new ultrasonic cleaner. Looks fantastic, it's beautiful, shiny. It'll probably never be that shiny ever again. But ultrasonic cleaners are very interesting items because they use regular water, and instead of using brushes or anything like that to clean objects, it will use water. I know, it sounds kind of weird, right? So what happens is in the bottom of this ultrasonic cleaner, you can see actually there's a series of studs right here, some heat marks here, 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 here. So there's 6 of them in a matrix on the bottom of this. And they're ultrasonic transducers. And what they do is they're bonded to this stainless steel tank. And through conduction, they will induce a frequency up into the water that's the perfect frequency for vibrating water molecules violently to the point where they actually rip themselves apart. And that ripping themselves apart creates something called cavitation. So what happens is when a water molecule bursts, everything that's around it gets moved a little bit, and it's like scrubbing. And if you can't tell, this is a 15-liter tank. That is a lot of water molecules. So we could explode like a quarter of these and you would barely even notice it. And that's basically what we're going to do. We're going to rip these water molecules apart using cavitation, and it is for cleaning complex items. Now, I have some examples here, but we can use these for cleaning circuit boards and very irregular surfaces, and it can do so very gently. Now, I know what you're thinking. Holy cow, you're going to use electronics in water. Oh no, that's not going to be good. And you might be right. However, there's a cleaning solvent that you can put in here that also helps neutralize any electrolyte, so it's also non-conductive. And at the same time, when the items are dry, that's when we go over to the vacuum chamber and we put them through a vacuum cycle, or we can put them through a heater like this guy over here, and we can use forced heat to dry up any remaining moisture. So I've got this guy set as, see, it's coming up to temperature 93 degrees. It's actually kind of warm. That worked very quickly. So let's go ahead and set this in. I have a cell phone and a couple watches. Should be very simple. All right, so it's going to sit off the bottom, so these items are not vibrating against the bottom. It's kind of suspended in this basket. And we're going to come down here, and I'm going to hit start. So for the rest of this, we're going to do a voiceover because 40 kilohertz does not play well with the microphone that's coming from my cell phone, and it completely wiped out my audio track. But you guys should take notice that we've got microscopic bubbles popping up from all different areas inside these devices, and those areas are not normally accessible by normally scrub brushing. So there's no way that you get in there to clean these out. And you should just realize that the bubbles that you see, and there's not air leaking out of the device necessarily. It's usually the water molecules that are being ripped apart, and water is hydrogen and oxygen. Now, these items that are in here, they will be running for about 4 minutes on the timer. And notice that it also has a heater, so it's heated up to 95, and it should get up to about 120 degrees, and it's going to continue to heat here. So the device, it's going to sit here and oscillate. These items are in a cage. They're not sitting on the bottom of the device. They're actually technically kind of floating there, and you can see I've got some bubbles kind of forming inside a couple of these. Those bubbles are, believe it or not inside the device, thank goodness. But the cell phone itself, it's got plenty of liquid inside it right now. But that's okay. We're going to go ahead and pop that guy over into the vacuum chamber, and we're going to clean him up. But the bubbles that you're seeing in the middle of those watches, that's just collected on the very dirty crystals. And we're going to go ahead and get those cleaned up here on this cycle. I don't currently have any detergent in here. That way there you can clearly see all the cavitation that's happening inside the items. Detergent tends to make the water a little bit cloudy, and it's not good for filming, but it greatly aids in the removal of debris from structures. We're going to use these kind of water baths for cleaning circuit boards, especially after a heavy solder job. You've got that solder flux that's all over the place. And this easily cleans those areas nice and effortlessly. Then all we got to do is dry them off. But the items that are in here, I'm going to go ahead and dry them at the end of this cycle. And we're going to go ahead and test them out. They should be functioning absolutely fine. The most important thing to remember whenever you place something in a water bath or something like an ultrasonic cleaner is make sure you remove the batteries from a device if the electronics are going to be exposed to the fluid. Even though we can neutralize some of that electrolyte so it's not as conductive, it's still a very good process to remove the batteries whenever possible when you're cleaning electronics like circuit boards, remove those BIOS batteries, etc. Discharge those capacitors whenever possible to make it a safe environment as possible. So folks, that's ultrasonic cleaners in a nutshell. I'm going to be doing other videos where I actually demonstrate the cleaning of circuit boards and stuff. And this guy here is new to my workshop. I'm very excited for it because this is going to reduce the amount of time it takes me to get some of these jobs done. So folks, if you like videos like these, please go ahead and give me a thumbs up. And if you want to see me clean something with this ultrasonic or put something in the vacuum chamber, let me know because I love doing those experimental type videos. Stay tuned for more electronics repair videos in the very near future. Thanks for watching, guys.
If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more content. I'd love to hear your thoughts, so drop a comment below with what you'd like to see in future videos.